Thank you very much for your cooperation, and thank you for joining to celebrate with our students. We are so very proud of them. Mr. Shane, please begin the processional as we welcome first the faculty and then the class of 2018.
1, 2, ready, and...
Students, please face the stage. In just a moment, Miss Bull Amanda Kennedy and Mr. Bull Brian Maciel will lead us with the Pledge of Allegiance. The school spirit they displayed this year leading our activities and events was amazing. Amanda and Brian, come on up. I must say, you guys are looking fantastic. Amanda and Brian, take it away.
Good afternoon. My name is Amanda Kennedy, and I served as Miss Bull. I would like to thank the class of 2018 for demonstrating amazing school spirit this year.
Good afternoon. My name is Brian Maciel, and I agree with Amanda. I would also like to thank the West Boca staff for making this an outstanding year.
Audience, please stand for the pledge. Gentlemen, please remove your caps. Please remain standing following the pledge as the band director, Mr. Shane, and chorus director, Ms. Catherine Briggs, will perform the national anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem. Mr. Shane, please begin.
Thank you very much. Now please be seated.
At this time, I'd like to introduce our honored guests. Guests, please stand when I call your name. School Board Member, District 5 Representative, Mr. Frank Barbieri. School Board Member, District 3 Representative, Ms. Karen Brill. Superintendent of Schools, Dr. Donald Fenoy II. Deputy Superintendent, Chief of Schools, Mr. Keith Oswald. Chief of Human Resources, Dr. Gonzalo LaCava. Chief Operating Officer, Ms. Wanda Paul. Regional Superintendent, Dr. Ian Saltzman. Instructional Superintendent, South Region, Dr. Glenda Sheffield. Assistant Superintendent, Curriculum and Instruction, Ms. Diana Fetterman. Assistant Superintendent of Student Services, Equity and Access, Dr. Eddie Ruiz. We're also honored to have our feeder elementary and middle school principals in attendance. These schools have done an amazing job year in and year out ensuring that our students are ready for high school. Principal of Sandpiper Elementary School, Ms. Stephanie Coletto. Principal of Coral Sunset Elementary School, Ms. Danielle Garcia. Principal of Calusa Elementary and former Water's Edge Principal, Ms. Diane Reveille-Schreiber. Principal of Eagles Landing Middle School, Mr. Joe Picia. And I'd like to recognize Mr. Jason Cohen for taking the lead in organizing today's graduation ceremony. Up next is an excellent class of senior class officers. Officers, please stand and be recognized as I introduce you. Senior Class President Jonathan Swartz. Senior Class Vice President Benji Vogel. Senior Class Secretary Patricia Caldera. Senior Class Treasurer Jamie Block. You've already seen him, let's introduce him again. Mr. Bull, Brian Maciel. Miss Bull, Amanda Kennedy. Student Government President Kelsey Sexton. And Student Government Vice President Louis Davila. I now recognize the most honored guests, the parents, guardians, grandparents, and great-grandparents of the class of 2018. Please stand and be recognized. On behalf of the West Boca's faculty and staff, I thank you for the honor of working with your children. Finally, I ask the West Boca faculty and staff to stand and be recognized for all their efforts in getting our seniors where they are today. Staff, please stand. I want to personally thank you as well for going above and beyond this school year for our students. There is no better faculty in the state of Florida. Thank you, teachers. You know, it takes a special heart to be a teacher because this career is not just a profession, it's a calling. And it is my honor to recognize 5 individuals that will be retiring after decades of public service with incredibly successful careers. AP and ACE Language Arts teacher, Miss Tennessee Balday. Art teacher, Susan Feldman. Driver's ed teacher, Mr. Robert Gambino. AP Social Studies teacher, Ms. Barbara Johnson. Guidance counselor, Mr. Angelo Questo. Congratulations, we will miss you dearly, and you are officially Bulls for life. Dr. Donald Fenoy II is the 26th superintendent of schools for the school district of Palm Beach County. The district is the 11th largest school district in the country, with a student enrollment of more than 193,000 students. Prior to his appointment as superintendent of schools, Dr. Fenoy served as the district's chief operating officer. He graduated from Florida A&M University with a degree in elementary education. He went on to earn a master's degree in educational leadership and then a doctorate in educational leadership and administration from the University of Central Florida. He and his wife, Kendra, are the proud parents of 2 beautiful children. It is my honor to introduce the superintendent of schools, Dr. Donald Fenoy II.
Good afternoon, everyone. Let's try that again. Good afternoon, everyone. First of all, let me say how honored and how humbled I am to stand before such an amazing class, the class of 2018. Parents, teachers, guests, I'd like to thank you for your personal investment in the students walking across this stage today. No one truly accomplishes anything that's worth accomplishing alone. So students, before this day is over, I hope you take a moment, and I mean many moments, to thank all of those who helped you get here today. The spirit of gratitude is something my mother taught me early in life. Something's whistling. I actually talked to her this morning, and she told me since she gave birth to me that I literally owe her my life. I know there are many mothers in this room that feel the exact same way. Saying thank you is an acknowledgement that someone has made your life better for just a moment or for forever. Not because they had to, but because they could. Saying thank you is the phrase that acknowledges the very tenet of our humanity, that we need one another. My mother taught me that I should say thank you frequently and more today than I did the day before. The same is true for a small phrase, I'm sorry. You should always be eager to right a wrong, especially if you can do it with just two simple words, I'm sorry. Misunderstandings and hard feelings can easily become oceans that unnecessarily divide us. You are entering adulthood at extraordinarily complex times. I have high hopes that your generation pens the next chapter that brings us closer together despite our many differences. I am the proud son of a man who spent 22 years serving our country in the U.S. Armed Forces. Thank you. My father, after serving his 22 years, he went on to serve 20 years as a third grade teacher. Two gifts my father gave me in life. The first, when I was in the first grade, he gave me an alarm clock. Then when I graduated from high school in 1994, when he and I both went to college the same year, he gave me another alarm clock. I don't want you to go too long these next few days, graduates, without setting your alarm clock. You are here because, like it or not, you got out of bed every single day. Those alarm clocks were important in my life because my father said getting out of bed with purpose is the most common denominator in achieving your next goal and every goal that is to follow. So, listen to me. I understand. I've been there. Take a few days off, graduates, but you better get back to setting that alarm clock. On behalf of our school board and the 22,000+ employees who played a small part in you being here today, we love you and congratulations to the class of 2018.
Thank you so much, Dr. Fenoy. Up next to the stage will be Student Government President Kelsey Sexton. Kelsey is the daughter of Kim and Jim Sexton and earned a 3.9 GPA with an HBA of 4.8. She has been a 3-year member of the Student Government Association and has taken numerous ACE, AP, and dual enrollment courses. Kelsey had an outstanding high school career, serving on many extracurriculars, varsity cheerleading for 4 years, and a member of the varsity flag football team for 3 years. Kelsey's an NHS board member serving as the treasurer. She's earned numerous community service hours as a volunteer for the High Five basketball and top soccer over the past 5 years. Kelsey's a natural leader, already possessing a great deal of confidence and wisdom. She will be attending the University of Florida, where she will pursue a degree in business administration. Please welcome Kelsey to the stage.
Good afternoon, fellow graduates, administrators, faculty, family, and friends. First, I would like to take this opportunity to thank you for allowing me the honor of serving as your student government president. At times, I found myself relating to that old axiom, when you want to get something done, ask the busiest person you know. However, with everyone's support, I relish serving as your student leader. Most importantly, I want to begin by expressing my gratitude to everyone who has helped me over the last 4 years. My parents, Kim and Jim, and my brother Ryan, for never failing to relay words of encouragement in times of stress, and for always ensuring I held steadfast in the face of hardship. To my wonderful teachers, who have provided me with the knowledge I will need to succeed at the next level. And to my outstanding guidance counselor, Ms. Fallon Canepa, who has literally walked me through the maze of college admissions with such grace, patience, and kindness. To all my terrific friends who are a constant source of laughter, support, and mischief throughout our time together. Last, but never least, I would like to give my thanks to Mr. Angelo Questo for his ceaseless dedication to our students during his tenure at West Boca. He was always present when I needed him or anyone else who asked for help. Mr. Cuesta was a person who simply began as our school counselor in 9th grade and slowly over time became a dear friend to us all. Thanks, Mr. Q. On this day, many of us can finally breathe a collective sigh of relief that our incessant multitasking has come to an end. So go ahead, give yourself a well-deserved pat on the back. In addition to the mountain of extra work many of us endured getting through our college admissions process, we also had to survive other challenges. Our primary loss, and one we still lament to this day, was the school board's decision to dispose of our beloved LTM days, which stole from us all those 3 extra hours of precious sleep. Our second challenge was the incredibly long car line that existed on the first day of school and persisted for over a month. Due to the fact every parent of our largest freshman class ever insisted on driving their students to school each morning, inadvertently blocking the lanes in the student parking lot. We also had to weather the monster storm named Irma that left us without power, messed up our beautifully landscaped yards, and closed our schools for a week. As you all know, it was no vacation cleaning up after that storm. And finally, our class lost one of our treasured rites of passage enjoyed by a generation of graduating students, senior quotes. At the same time, our class enjoyed countless bright spots. Most significantly, many of us in this room today have been sitting side by side since elementary school. The friendships we have developed are those that will last a lifetime and will remain with us as we embark upon our new adventures. Another bright spot was how our class successfully resurrected the enormously talented boys powder puff. Let's not forget that our school graced us with an entire week off to recover from the enormous heaping of mashed potatoes, stuffing, and turkey we devoured on Thanksgiving. We also hosted the first ever Blacklight Pep Rally, which impressed all surrounding schools. In addition to our outstanding pep rallies that we had never pulled off without the leadership of Miss Steele, we initiated a new tradition of bowl gating, which included all the fun of tailgating at our home football games, but without the alcohol. With all the firsts we experienced on campus this year, there were also many lasts. As with senior classes before us, we began counting down the days until the hustle and bustle of our senior year would quietly subside. Meanwhile, did any of us take a moment to reflect on the last time we would be leaving the cafeteria? The last time we'd be congregating in the school parking lot before heading off campus. Our time at West Boca, though spanning only a 4-year period of our lives, will be one we remember forever. It seems like only yesterday we were all timid freshmen wandering around our expansive courtyard, searching for where our next class was being held. And here we are today. Now, we are seniors and standing tall, ready to graduate and begin the next chapter of our lives. Perhaps we would each like time to slow down just a bit. So, let's take a moment right now to look at each other, shake each other's hands, pat one another on the back, and say thank you. Savor this moment, knowing it will be the last time we sit together as the class of 2018. I anticipate each and every one of us is going to walk out these doors today and carry ourselves like bulls. Be bold, be confident, and for goodness sake, be careful. We have learned so many lessons from our parents, our teachers, and each other that it brings me to this important fact. Everyone sitting at this gathering today has collectively instilled in us so many of the characteristics of who we are that the mosaic we present to the world is truly a tribute to each and every one sitting here. Class of 2018, let's go show the world what beautiful works of art this special community has created. Let's make West Boca proud. In closing, I again want to thank you for electing me as your SGA president. It has truly been a privilege and an honor. I encourage each of you to be kind, compassionate, and grateful for the blessing of life. We know all too well how easily that can be taken from us. Be thankful for your good fortune, and most importantly, remember that you can take advantage of your success to make an everlasting impact on the people you meet going forward. The world can be a better place for all of us because of you. Good luck, class of 2018, and go Gators.
Up next is our senior class president, Jonathan Swartz. Jonathan earned a perfect 4.0 GPA and an HPA of 5.19, ranking him number 4 in the senior class. He successfully completed numerous ACE, AP, and college-level courses. He is the National Honor Society Vice President and played on the varsity lacrosse team. I can personally attest to the incredible personality and sense of humor he has. When I asked him for his professional bio for this graduation, he asked me to include the following. Greatest memory: every fourth period ace lang with Miss Dixon. Greatest accomplishment: making the varsity track team junior year. When I asked John why he wore a suit and tie on the first day of school this year, he replied simply, because it's my last first day. John will be taking his talents to the University of Florida in the fall. Please give him a warm welcome to the stage.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to begin by congratulating my fellow class of 2018 on a job well done. We did it. Look, mama, we made it. Next, I would like to give a few thank yous. First, to my family and friends for supporting me in my 18 years here on this earth. Thank you to my teachers. Shout out Mama Dixon, Mr. Summer, and the rest of the amazing staff at West Boca. And my last thank you goes out to the people of the South Florida Fairgrounds for providing such a beautiful venue. When sitting down to write the speech, I wasn't sure how to approach it. I heard, "John, are you going to make it funny? John, make it about the best times and make sure to mention me." Shout out Mouse, shout out PP18. But, if you really know me, you know this speech is going to be philosophical. I want to start by asking everyone here a question, so please raise your hands. How many of you have learned something, anything in high school? Okay, I see a lot of hands, showing our teachers did something, right? Well, while we learned in school is so valuable in life, the most influential epiphany came to me on a warm, buggy summer night going into sophomore year. It was one of those late night, kind of in-your-feels talk with a close friend. I know we've all been there. We were sitting around the campfire talking about life. Hours of conversation mixed in with several moments of silence as we both pondered the scary concept that we call life. Lost in my thoughts, something caught my eye. Looking down at the ground, I glanced at what may have been the 100th can of bug spray we downed. But there was something different about this can, the way it gleamed in the light of the fire. But then it hit me. None of the cans were the same. Same brand, same shaped can, all the color tan. But each one had some characteristic that set them apart, that made them unique. Snapping back into reality, I realized there are a lot of bugs out here. And sunrise was coming, so we made our way down to the lake behind my friend's house. Sitting by the edge of the water, I grabbed a rock and I threw it. Splash! The soothing tone of the rock piercing the lake was simply enchanting. As I watched the waves dance on the surface of the lake, slowly moving towards the shoreline, it was here that it all hit me. Life is like skipping stones. I want everyone here to imagine themselves standing in front of a peaceful, placid pond. Envision looking down at a rock-covered shoreline filled with a vast variety of stones, all different shapes, all different sizes. Now pick up the smallest rock you see. While it might be small, it is perfectly smooth and pristine in shape. You take the stone and you chuck it into the pond. It takes a high arc and lands in the center, creating small ripples. Those ripples don't quite reach the edge because the stone simply does not have enough weight. Next, out of frustration, you take up the biggest rock you can find, big in size, but not the prettiest of lads. With all your might, you heave the enormous rock, and it soars about a foot out. A giant monsoon of wake erupts. However, since it lacks distance to the center, the ripples don't reach the other side. Finally, you find a rock that just seems right to you. You pick it up, and you just know. You step back and unleash a perfect spiral like Carson Wentz, and it lands directly in the middle of the pond. This time, a beautiful throw paired with a dense rock leads to a sight like no other. Its ripples slice the calmness of the water, traveling all the way to the edge of the pond. So find your perfect rock so your ripples can reach the edge. The rocks are each and every one of us, all unique. The weight of the stone is what you are going to do today to make your mark on this world. And the throw is how you're going to do it. I don't intend for this to be a message to change the world, but rather one to make an impact and leave your legacy in the way that is most meaningful to you. Whether that means becoming a nurse, treating patients, saving lives, or being the best parent you can be and raising a beautiful human being that in turn leaves their mark on this world. I call for you to embrace your uniqueness. If we were all the same, if we were all popular, if we were all super athletes, what would be the fun in that? Find what makes you, you, and pursue it. You can create a legacy, and one day maybe your ripples can reach the edge of the lake. Thank you.
Wow. Our next speaker will be our salutatorian, Grace Lunam. Grace is the daughter of David and Emily Lunam. She earned a perfect 4.0 GPA with an HBA of 5.20 while earning an AP capstone diploma from College Board. Grace was a member of both the National and the Science National Honor Societies. She served as a 3-year member and president of the Spanish National Honor Society. Grace played on the varsity soccer team for all 4 years and was selected as the team captain this school year. She was named as a National Merit Finalist for this year and was the foreign language Pathfinder candidate for West Boca High School. She was one of 146 students in the world to earn a perfect score on the AP research exam. Grace is incredibly humble and polite for a young person that is so intelligent and high achieving. Grace will be attending George Mason University, where she will pursue a degree in civil and infrastructural engineering. Congratulations, Grace. Please welcome her to the stage.
Good afternoon, class of 2018. After 4 long years of classes, friendships, clubs, relationships, sports, and homework, we finally made it to graduation. Congratulations to all of you for all that you've done up to this point. You certainly deserve it. I'd like to begin by thanking some of the people who have helped me get to where I am today. My parents, for one, have motivated me since the very beginning, and I would not be the person I am today without their guidance and support. My friends have also been a big part of my life, so thank you guys for all the long car rides, many tubs of Ben & Jerry's, water balloon fights, and so much more. You guys have helped make my high school experience not only bearable, but memorable, and I can't believe that our days together at West Boca have come to an end. The time has now come to start thinking beyond this point. We've dedicated the mandated 4 years of our lives to high school, and we have now been given the task of paving our own way forward now that this road has ended. We have learned things that can help us do things in our future, and no, I don't mean the ability to write research papers or solve differential equations, but we've grown as individuals as we've been exposed to acts of kindness, diligence, respect, and responsibility, and now we have the ability to exercise these characteristics ourselves as we move forward. These are the most important lessons we have learned throughout our schooling years, and it is vital that we do not forget their significance as we adjust to our newfound independence. Take these qualities with you wherever you go and use them to forge your own way to success. This success doesn't necessarily refer to excellence in a school setting, but rather physical, emotional, mental, and social equilibrium. Like I said previously, we're at graduation. The time for basing your success solely based off of your GPA or your test scores has passed. We're free to pursue happiness through whichever means we see fit, and that prospect is certainly exciting for all of us to consider. If there's one parting piece of advice I can give to all of you, it is that you should lead a life that you're proud and happy to live. It's okay if you're not there now, but I urge you to make that your #1 priority. Awards and accolades are nice to have, but personal fulfillment is truly the most rewarding feeling. On that note, I'd like to congratulate all of you once again for the time and effort you put into earning this diploma, and I wish you all the best of luck moving forward.
Thank you, Grace. Please let me now introduce you to our valedictorian, Zachary Novak. Zach is the son of Ida and Scott Novak. Zach earned a perfect 4.0 GPA with an HBA of 5.2971. He also earned the AP Capstone Diploma from College Board. Zach has been a member of the West Boca Band Program, percussion section leader, and member of the Strike Percussion and the Blue Stars Drum and Bugle Corps. He will be the co-front ensemble arranger for the Tomball High School Winter Percussion in Texas in 2019. Zach will be attending Carnegie Mellon University for their BXA program for music composition and behavioral economics, along with being admitted to the Quantitative Social Science Scholars Honors Program. That's hard to just say. Zach has a great personality and incredible intelligence, with a touch of self-described cynicism. He also loves Hans Zimmer movie soundtracks just about as much as I do. Please welcome Zach to the stage and congratulate him for being valedictorian.
Before I begin, I'd like to thank a few people, namely Mr. Craig Summer, Ms. Sarah Firestone, Mr. Angelo Questo, and Mr. Lawrence Edward Shane, for working with me to realize my goals and enabling me to make the most out of my high school experience. I'd also like to thank my music instructors, Mr. Matthew Hernandez, Mr. Jack Mizutani, Mr. Drew Tucker, Mr. Ben Seidner, and Mr. Daniel Gutierrez for not only making me a better musician, but also a better person. It is not our job to change the world. Now, before I have parents and students rightfully walking out in frustration and anger, allow me to explain myself. As I sat down to write what you're currently hearing, I thought to myself, what even is this speech? Is it just a formality, the routine cherry on top of a student's high school experience? A monotonous drone of repetitive phrases that are ingrained in anyone's head who's been to a graduation before. For myself, I wanted this to be different. A common thread in the marching arts is the idea that after this season, this group of people will never be the same and never to be together again, and I too wanted to echo this fact. So, for the last time this group of students is ever together, I wanted what I have the privilege to say to mean something real. I do not believe in the cards that we've been handed. I don't believe that the conventions that society has pressed down upon us dictate our future. The standards of seniority and tradition mean nothing against a generation that has the insight to fight and win against them. Among the conventions I see as flawed, the most offensive is the pressure that we must all be so-called game changers and visionaries in the world. We live in a society in which it is taught that everyone should strive to make a global impact, to affect millions in a positive light, without any regard to the psychological implications of this responsibility we have been so abruptly handed. I say that it is not our job to change the world because no one has that job. There's no moral, ethical, societal obligation telling you what to do with your life. The old saying, do what you love and the money will follow, ought to be changed to simply do what you love. We as a class have our whole lives ahead of us, and it is not up to me, nor to our elders, or to anyone to control this. If there's anyone you owe anything to, it is to yourself, to be the truest version of you possible, to not let a single soul change that. So the future bakers, the musicians, the athletes, the people pursuing their dreams for no other reason than because it is what they want to do, go forth and thrive. And for those who truly, in their hearts, want to change the world, we are all better off because of you. West Boca Class of 2018, it is my absolute honor to congratulate you on your graduation and the beginning of the rest of our lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. I'm so proud of our students, all of our students, because the class of 2018 is an amazing group of individuals. So seniors, think back for a moment to the sporting events, to the pep rallies, homecoming, grad bash, prom, fun lunches, theater and band performances. We won district championships this year in athletics, including softball, tennis, flag football, and volleyball. And we had a state championship wrestler. We had a great time. However, I'm also proud of your academic achievements, setting records yet again for our school. Graduation rate at 95% and still counting. A record level of ACE, AP, and college level credits earned. Our highest GPA and HPA averages ever. Scholarships offered in excess of $7 million. We should all be so proud of that. What a great year. And just to remind you, when school begins tomorrow morning at 7:30 a.m., you do not have to come to class. You're not coming back. But there's so much pride in this auditorium. It's all for you, and what a beautiful thing that is. And speaking of beautiful, I'm so proud to see you guys in your caps and gowns, all dressed up, looking amazing, and ready to walk across this stage to be recognized for your accomplishment. You see, 2 years ago, I told the class of 2016 that life is what you make of it, and you have to believe. You have to believe in yourself. That's got to come first. I read a quote from Theodore Roosevelt. It goes like this: believe you can, and you're halfway there. Very true and definitely important. Now, last year, I figured that it was about time to talk about time. That time is one commodity, cannot be purchased, cannot be traded, cannot be shared. I urged the class of 2017 to spend as much time as they could with those they love the most. Spend the rest of your limited time pursuing your goals and dreams. And I say the same to all of you today. So, of course, I asked myself, what could I talk about this year? So, well, to answer that, all I need to do is look at you guys right now. Or just to have watched you this year. One time, I even followed you. I followed all of you off campus. That's another story. But I learned from you about what courage is, to be courageous. But what exactly is courage? And what does it take to really be courageous? Well, Merriam-Webster, the dictionary, defines courage as the mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. Imagine a world in which no one had courage. There'd be no pioneers, no astronauts, no inventors. All right, class of 2018, I'll speak in your terms. Without courage, there'd be no iPhones, no Instagram, no Snapchat, no dating. Actually, that's not a bad thing. Hopefully you're hearing me now. Because in all seriousness, without courage, without risk, there is no progress. Neither for an individual or for a society. In fact, the outcome is far worse. No society can survive, no individual can flourish without it. So always be courageous. Always. And to ensure that all of you do that all the time, here's your last homework assignment. You don't have to turn it in, but you have to do it every day for the rest of your life. So here goes. Have the courage to follow your heart. And remember, be strong enough. Follow your own dreams, not someone else's. Have the courage to fail, because life is difficult. But be brave enough to persevere and keep moving forward. Understand this. It's okay to be afraid, to feel fear. That does not make you a coward. As Nelson Mandela tells us, courage is not a lack of fear. It's about overcoming your fears to become brave. Be bold and say I love you to the people that you love. Your time with them is limited, so treat it like gold. Be courageous enough to take action. Do not sit back and watch from the sidelines. Venture out sometimes. And finally, and most important, have courage to believe that you can change the world and the times that you live in. And I'm going to be bold right now and combine two quotes from a couple people you wouldn't normally see together. General George Patton Jr. and Oprah Winfrey. Goes something like this. Human beings are made of flesh and blood and a miracle fiber called courage. And you get in life what you have the courage to ask for. I personally believe that courage is one of the greatest miracles of our human existence. And the most successful and happiest people exhaust this very fiber. Class of 2018, this is your time. This is your life. It's your turn to use your miracle. I love you guys, and it was an honor to serve as your principal. At this time, please turn your attention to the chorus as they perform Song's Eternity. Miss Briggs, please begin.
So
Ladies and gentlemen, in just a moment, we will begin awarding the diplomas to the graduating class of 2018. Row one, please stand.
Zachary Novak. Maria Carday. Grace Lunam. Jonathan Swartz. Catherine Gugassian. Elana Farrell. Dario Mendoza Lore. Bhuvanesh Venkataramanan. Christina Lee. Mariana Restrepo. Leah Sarfati. Caitlin Precy. Mackenzie Arnold. Leora Hershkovich. Kayla Epstein. Samantha Velasquez. Samantha Maldonado. Sophia Alvarado. Julie Ornelas. Maria Parra. Kelsey Sexton. Louis Davila. Benjamin Vogel. Jamie Block. Patricia Caldera. Amanda Kennedy. Brian Maciel. Andres Gill. Max Muller DeMora. Asher Cohen. Melissa Arancibia. Maria Arias. Carolyn Campos. Isabella Cipriano. Hand me the card. Do you have your card? What's your name? Okay. Lucas Gauthier. Lanessa Grant. Jenna Home. Michelle Horta. Keith Hughes. Kayla Kahn. Giovanna Akari. Greta Alper. Diana Amin. Victor Andino. Nathan Andrade. Sophia Engstrom. Michael Awad. Megan Applebaum. Joao Aranja. Alexa Ares. Taylor Batchelder. Trent Baez. Tyler Ball. Caitlin Barnard. Dylan Borofsky. Kimberly Barr. Gabriel DeSoto. Rayana Barroso. Alan Batias Perez. Sabrina Bautista. Colby Bayer. Zoe Bimel. Daniel Baranoia. Eliza Benlulu. Leonardo Bentez. Griffin Burke. Michaela Berkowitz. Matios Barandino. Gabriela Boorquez. Ashley Lockett. Rachel McNeil. Sarah Rajaratnam. Katia Ramos. Francisco Rivera Vera. Alana Schultz. Ryan Singh. Josie Swoop. David Topia. Nisa Trejo. Andrew Umbach.
Connor Booker. Alexander Bordeaux. Daniela Borrero. Leticia Braga. Matthew Braga. Taisha Braga. Adina Brooks. Donatasha Brouchard. Alexia Brown. Jaquela Brown. Michael Brown. Danielle Bruce. Corey Bruno. Ruby Burgess. Cassandra Burton. Abigail Burry. Amy Burns. Samantha Kahn. Fredley Cater. Mariano Calderon. Chase Calver. Justin Canty. Noralba Corazales. Nicholas Caros. Olivia Cavallo. Matthew Celia. James Senatus. Christina Chacon. Does that have somebody? Sean Chang. Usama Chinawi. Michael Charles. Nicole Charles. Guilherme Shakir. Jamie Cherkis. Sean Lee Chin. Bruno Chirico. Max Claudio. Matthew Coates. Jennifer Coelho. Amanda Cohen. Rachel Cohen. Taylor Cohen. Jordana Commodore. Benjamin Cohn. Brett Conan. Ethan Cope. Alex Cordero, Justin Corzo, Kenny Cosmos, Kyle Cox, Liam Cunicelli, Joseph Diarelli, Ebru Dostemir, Vanessa De Pasquale, Lorne De Cosma, Victoria DeFalco, Adriana Degli, Ignacio Del Peso Sanchez, Victoria DeMarco, Aaron De Simone, Sydney Divino, Andrea Di Tommaso, Christina Dickin, Deshana DeJuice, Freud DeJuice, Alicia Dedalin, Vinicius Dominguez, Roblin Dorleen, Stefan DeSantos, Josephine Driscoll, Mia Dublino, Natasha Dubon, Desley Dumerjuice, Melissa Duran, Miksuka Deval-Landy, Mackenzie Dykoff, Brian Aker, Ilaria Elkobi, Sam Enfield, Brandon Estevas,
Ready? Laban Estevez, Sarah Esterio, Thais Eugenio, Samantha Falk, Albert Fain, Haley Farber, Julia Ferenga, Skylar Federico, Natalie Feynman, Zachary Fisher, Angie Flores, Johanan Folman, Linda Fontanez, Kevin Pava, Andrew Frank, Jaden Fry, Bianca Fuentes, Claudia Galindo, Nicholas Galina, Lisa Garcia, Armando J. Garcia, Brian Gasquez, Kesley Gasquez, Robert Gahn, Jessica Geller, Aislinn Glansman, Spencer Glazer, Addison Golden, Dina Goldman, China Gonsalves, Abril Gonzalez, Ariana Gonzalez, Michelle Gonzalez, Paulo Gonzalez, Madison Gore, Skylar Gold, Sabrina Govea, Autumn Graham, Nicole Geddes Salcido, Dallas Gullers McNeil, Jessica Hatter, Jack Hadida, Casey Hall, Charlene Hawk, Hannah Hastings, Matthew Hastings, Brandon Heck, David Hecker. Christopher Hendricks. Naomi Herbstman. Gonzalo Hernandez. Gabriela Herrera. Sebastian Herrera. Shani Herskovitz. Abigail Hines. Christian Hollenweger. Zachary Holman. Carly Horvitz. Andrew Howard. Taylor Huff. Samantha Ibarra. Alan Yanchescu. Pedro Irizarry. David Israel. Joseph Jacks. Devin Jansen. Shai Jarshauer. Kiara Johnson. Asia Jones. Nicole Jusium. Morgan Jules. William Junks. Ian Jurdak. Marina Kaiser. Natalie Kaiser. Sharon Kaufman. Juliana Kelleher. Jonathan Kuntavong. Bruce Connect. Anna Knight. Good luck.
Paul Kosenko. Lucy Kosamplikova. Jesse Kurt. Justin Lapodis. Sarah Luria. Olivia LaRose. Jessica Larson. Alexia Leal. Olivia Lee. Gabriella Leite. Matthew Lenz. Hannah Lerner. Sarah Lynn Lerner. Allison Lester. Alex Leverance. Thomas Levine. Sarah Licht. Brian Lisa. Adrienne Lott. Ashley Laketon. Jordan Lehman. Luciano Macedo. Isadora Machado. Michaela Madera. Dominic Magrino. Patrick Mealy. Isabella Magrino. Brianne Mullaney. Bruno Malvisi. Star Mariconda. Victoria Martin. Roman Martinez. Rafael Martins. Isabella Martine Simonson. Laura Mateus. Andrew Mavrodin. Haiti Mejia. Paula Mello. Michael Menendez. Michelle Manella. Mahari Mesadort. Jenna Messing. Rose Myers. Sydney Mahalik. Isabella Michalek. Dervens Mashad. Amonte Miller. Rohan Modai. Lilybeth Murillo. Freddie Moranta. Lucas Morrissey. John Mora. Karen Mueller. Madeline Moeller. Laura Munoz. Kayla Murray. Kaylin Muscat. Gabriella Narvez. Luke Neiman. Yarden Neer. Joshua Nolasco. Ashley Nord. Andrew Nucci. Daniela Nunez. Kelly O'Brien. Matthew Oberman. Felipe Oliveira. Gabriel Oliveira. Noah Opalski. Julia Ornstein. Giselle Ortiz. Matthew Pachenko. Chad Paradise. Emily Pagero. Kaylee Paley. Alexandria Peltz. Javier Perdomo. Karina Perez. Bianca Perez. Noah Peterson.
Francielle Perpetuo. Marielle Perpetuo. Dominic Patron. Okay. Luke Petrangaro. Logan Picart. Shelby Pierre. Brianna Pierreval. Hari Praduman. Stephanie Proenza. Haley Proudy. Daniel Puerta. Juanita Pulido. Preston Rombaros. Rachel Ramos. Roman Ramos. Joshua Remland. Elijah Ribeiro. John Ribeiro. Lillian Richards. Jason Richmond. Sebastian Rios. Isaiah Rivera. Amy Robbins. William Roberts. Andre Rodriguez. Lorenza Rodriguez. Natalie Rodriguez. Samantha Rodriguez. Okay. Julio Rodriguez Alegria. Rihanna Rorig Hubert. Job Rowland. Sophia Ramagosa. Samantha Romero. Zachariah Rowell. Macy Rubenstein. Dylan Rubin. Alexa Rudnick. Zara Rudolph. Dylan Ryan. Albert Saeed. Anthony Saeed. Harshika Sani. Abdias Saintalis. Abelardo Salomon. Troy Samek. Victoria Santiago. Casey Santoro. Michael Santos. Daniel Scaturo. Christopher Schneider. Ryan Schneider. Brooke Schreiber. Jack Schuster. Tatiana Sr. Dylan Sarita. Anastasia Sherrill. Taylor Sigler. Nicole Silverstein. Isabella Smith. Rose Sani. Colleen Soulard. Shannon Soulard. Julia Stallone. Joao Stasiaki. Francesca Stellino. Caitlin Stooksbury. Jordan Strauss. Justin Swanson. Luna Theus. Naya Thompson. Zachary Thompson. Rebecca Torres. Doreen Shribble. Madison Triolo. Tu Tuat. Ariel Uzene. Natalie Vargas Munoz. Christina Vassal. Elijah Vega. Janine Velez. Jason Vertisier. Victoria Vigil. Alejandra Villar Diaz. Isabella Villafrench. Maria Fernanda Venus Chapman. Nicholas Vertanen. Francine Voigt. Victoria Viazmensky. Luke Wachter. Sean Thomas Walters. Jesse Weiss. Karina Weldon. Gracie Wells. Tyler Werner. Julia Wheeler. Sarah Williamson. Emily Wilmot. Jacob Wilson. Tristan Winsheimer. Dana Winograd. Joshua Yanao. Tyler Yanao. Blake Yaris. Megan Zafuda. Anna Zaitin. David Zetlawi. Joshua Zielinski.
Come on, let's give our seniors a big round of applause. Is that the best you guys can do? Come on, let's hear it. At this time, seniors, please stand. At this time, it is my pleasure to present the West Boca Raton High School class of 2018. You have met the requirements that have been established by the Board of Education and State of Florida. Move your tassels from right to left. Congratulations, class of 2018. Mr. Shane, please start the recessional.